Welcome to another stock investment analysis video. It is almost the end of 2020 and today I'm going to look back over my dividend growth portfolio progress for 2020. I'll be showing you some interesting comparisons for how my portfolio has changed from year to year, what I bought since my last video, which of my stocks have raised their dividends, how much I earn in dividends, my future plans for my portfolio, and my progress toward my investment goals. For the first time ever, I'm going to show you my entire $385,000 investment portfolio, not just my dividend growth portfolio. I've also hit a new milestone which I'm excited to share with you. I hope this video will give you some ideas to consider and provide some motivation for your own dividend growth journey. Charting my journey like this has been really fun and exciting, and I encourage anyone who is watching to keep track of your progress through whatever means you find are the most fun as well. I want to start by apologizing for my absence from YouTube. It has been several months since I last posted. These videos are very time intensive and I've had an incredible amount of work to do over the past few months. Sadly, I've not had the time to invest in my YouTube channel that I would like to. Nevertheless, I am still making videos. Please continue to subscribe because I'll be putting out more future videos even if less frequently than before. This is my first year in review video and the format will be a bit different from what you have seen. I first want to announce an exciting new milestone for me. For months, I've had almost $20,000 in a single stock, yet never quite crossed that $20,000 threshold. As of today, I have not one but 3 stock positions valued over $20,000. As of today, I have $21,723.55 of Energy Transfer, $21,426.75 of AbbVie, and $20,324.12 of Prudential. It may not look like that much to you, but to see those huge numbers in my own portfolio is really exciting and honestly a little hard for me to believe. For the first time ever, I'm going to show you my entire portfolio, including my retirement account and growth portfolio. If you have been following my dividend growth portfolio in past years, it might not surprise you to know my dividend growth portfolio is now worth $199,680. I know, it is so close to $200,000, it is almost physically painful. By the time you watch this video, it might already be there, however. In addition, I have my retirement account. My retirement account is entirely in VIX, or VIIIX. What is VIIIX, you might ask? VIX is the Vanguard Institutional Index Mutual Fund Institutional Plus class. I'll just call it VIX. If you're familiar with VU or SPY, which are S&P 500 Index Fund ETFs, this is Vanguard's mutual fund equivalent. Why is my retirement fund entirely in VIX and not in dividend growth stocks? The answer is pretty simple. My retirement account is through my employer and I am only able to choose between a list of pre-selected mutual funds and target date funds. My employer does not give me the option to choose individual stocks or ETFs. Given the S&P 500 has performed well since March, however, I'm not complaining. VIX has an expense ratio of 0.02, which is quite favorable compared to many mutual funds. Now for the big question, how much money do I have invested in VIX? Currently, I have $173,066. This gives me great diversification and exposure to 500 of the biggest and most successful companies in the world. Next, we have my growth portfolio. As I've mentioned in prior videos, my growth portfolio is my investment portfolio which does not pay dividends and is focused on growth-oriented tech companies. Because my overall investment strategy focuses on dividends, this portfolio is quite small. At the time I made this video, I had $12,471 invested in my growth portfolio. Specifically, I have over $6,000 in Amazon, almost $3,000 in QQQ, and the remainder divided between Netflix, Google, Facebook, and Hyliion. One thing to keep in mind, however, is that because I own $173,000 of VIX, I already have a decent exposure to big tech companies, or the FANG stocks as they are often called. Let me explain. Apple is 6.44% of VIX holdings. Microsoft is 5.63%, Amazon is 4.75%, Facebook is 2.33%, and Google is 3.54%. Netflix is much smaller at 0.76%. With $173,000 invested in VIX, this is equivalent to having over $11,000 invested in Apple, almost $10,000 in Microsoft, over $8,000 in Amazon, $4,000 in Facebook, and $6,000 in Google, and then about $1,300 in Netflix. Adding that to the positions I already have in my growth portfolio means I have more exposure to these stocks than it might seem on the surface. This has also made me more focused on allocating money to my dividend growth stocks than to my growth portfolio. QQQ, an ETF I've mentioned, in which I have almost $3,000, adds even more exposure to some of these same big tech stocks. To me, a $385,000 investment portfolio is pretty incredible, but it feels even more incredible when I compare it to where I was just 1 year ago. Let's do a year in review together. 1 year ago, at the end of 2019, my total portfolio value was $250,000. I remember celebrating and thinking it was incredible because I had only had $123,000 at the end of 2018. I could not believe my portfolio had doubled by increasing by $127,000 in a single year. However, in 2020, despite the recession and global crisis, I am up $135,000 for the year, an even bigger increase than before. Please remember, my portfolio will only be 3 years old at the end of January 2021. This is an incredible rate of progress for me, and I have been thrilled and grateful to see it grow. We are looking at some data for my investment account from Fidelity. It shows that currently my investments are mostly in large cap stocks, which are on the border between value and a blend between value and growth. This inclination toward value is primarily because I have been focused on buying undervalued stocks when they are out of favor with the market. In gray on the right, you can see how my portfolio compares to the Dow Jones. The major difference is I have a larger number of medium cap value companies, which would otherwise have been spread across growth and blend large caps in the Dow Jones. Now I'm showing you my portfolio from 2019, and next to it is 2018. You can see that I have consistently stayed primarily with large caps, but have slowly trended more towards value over the past 2 years. This is my dividend growth portfolio plan I made 3 years ago before I started my portfolio. My goal was to be receiving $2,000 per month in dividend income by the age of 40, which would be year number 9. My initial plan was to try to increase my dividend income by $200 per month each year. At the end of my first year in 2018, I was receiving $228.67 per month on average. My goal was achieved. For 2019, I hope to be making $400 per month by the end of the year. I blew past that mark and finished making $558.58 per month. Rather than increasing by $200 per month, I increased my income by $330, which was huge. Now, based on my original plan, the end of 2020 should have given me $600 per month in dividend income. However, I had already done so well in 2019, I decided to increase my goal to $800 per month. As of today, my dividend income is, on average, $1,001.75 per month. In other words, I increased my income in 2020 by almost as much as I did in 2018 and 2019 combined. Not only that, I hit my 5-year goal at the end of year 3. My goal for next year is more conservative, and I hope to increase my dividend income by $250 per month, which will give me $1,250 per month in dividends. If I can accomplish this, I will remain 2 years ahead of schedule for my plan to hit $2,000 per year. Wish me luck. Here I am showing you my current allocations for my dividend growth portfolio on the left. On the right, you can see how it looked at the end of 2019. In 2019, financials made up the largest slice of the pie at 35% of the portfolio. One of my goals for 2020 was to diversify away from financials more. Today, at the end of 2020, my financials are at 29%. Next comes energy at 19% and healthcare at 18%. At the end of 2019, my second biggest allocation was only 14% for healthcare. The takeaway for me here, and the important thing, is that I think that the diversification across sector has improved for my portfolio. As sectors rise and fall across economic cycles, I hope to continue to improve here and add in new sectors as opportunities appear. Another big change I have been working on is reducing my number of holdings in my portfolio. I want fewer and higher quality holdings. I cut down my 31 positions I had at the end of 2019 to 26 for the end of 2020. I'm happier and more confident in my current stock holdings, and I have no intention to sell any of my current positions. Another goal I've had is to steadily decrease my overall dividend yield for my dividend portfolio. Although I tend towards higher yields because I am focused on building an income quickly, I want more stability and security, which comes from focusing on lower yields and higher growth as well. At the end of 2018, my dividend yield was 7.55%. At the end of 2019, it was 6.4%. Today, it is 6.08%. My goal is for 2021 that I get it close to 5%, and that is my target goal. What have I bought since my last dividend portfolio video? I have bought Energy Transfer, L3 Harris Technologies, Lockheed Martin, Magellan Midstream Partners, Enbridge, QQQ, Valero, AbbVie, and Arbor Realty Trust. Unfortunately, I bought each of these in fairly small amounts. As the year draws to a close, I have to focus more on paying taxes for my business and less on investing. Looking ahead, I plan to continue to purchase Lockheed Martin, L3 Harris, Energy Transfer, Prudential, AbbVie, Magellan Midstream Partners, Bristol-Myers Squibb, and Enbridge. I'll be watching to see how the economy and markets shift as the vaccines continue to roll out across the US and globally. I also want to mention that Bristol-Myers Squibb has raised their dividend by 8.9%. Realty Income has raised their dividend by 0.2%, Broadcom has raised their dividend by 10.8%, Lockheed Martin has raised their dividend by 8.3%, Arbor has raised their dividend by 3.2%, and Starbucks has raised their dividend by 9.8%. So, in summary, I achieved my goal for hitting $800 per month in dividend income. I achieved my goal of reducing my overall number of positions. I hit my goal for reducing my dividend yield for my portfolio. And last, I hit my goal for better diversifying my portfolio by sector. For next year, my goal is to further reduce my yield to around 5%, to hit $1,250 per month in dividend income, and to increase some of my positions outside the financial and energy sector. That being said, for the time being, I still see many opportunities in the energy sector and will continue to add at least for a few more months. I have one final goal, and I hope you'll join me in this. My last goal is to increase my charitable giving. I encourage any of you, my viewers, to give to those in need. We all want financial independence or to retire early. We all want big investment portfolios, and I know we love that dividend income. However, it is so important to not lose sight of our priorities and what really matters in life. I know I mostly just talk about money on this channel, but people will always be more important than money. If any of you are considering donating money to a YouTuber like myself, please reconsider and donate it to those who truly need it. For some perspective, please take a moment to look at websites like gapminder.org. I'm linking it in the description below. This is a truly amazing website in which individuals have taken photos of how different families in different countries live. It shows how much they live on per month, and here you can see a family from Burundi who lives on $27 per month, a South African family who lives on $232 per month, or a family in China who lives on only $840 per month. Here you can see how that South African family lives. They show their street, their shoes, their pots, their front door, how they wash their hands, their bed, and so on. They give a detailed look at their home. Here we are looking at a family who somehow lives on only $27 per month in Burundi. You can see that their home is made of dirt. The way others live outside of our sheltered bubbles is amazing. I plan to donate all the money I earn from YouTube from now on, and I will be donating additional money as well, given that my YouTube income is pretty small. I like to talk about retiring to other countries early based on only my dividend income, and it's kind of amazing to see how many countries I can retire in right now, only based on a few years of investing. On the one hand, it's really exciting and it's pretty amazing because it looks like so many different opportunities for me. But on the other hand, it's also very sobering because it means that other people have far less opportunity and privilege than I do, and I think it's important that we try to help those people who are in need. If you want to learn more about dividend investing, track your own dividends, or follow along with my dividend portfolio, keep watching for future videos. What are your dividend goals for 2021? Leave your goals in the comments on this video. I want to give a special thanks to my amazing channel members, Clownin' Around, Brandon Robbie, Chester Bean, Antonio, Sarah, James, Peter, Steve, and Angie. Your support means so much to me, and I'll be donating all the money that you have been providing to me to this charitable organization. I look forward to hearing from all my viewers. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, good luck with your investing.